Now we come to the question of what the difference is between eczema and psoriasis. We have more classic presentations of eczema, like lesions in the inner elbows and behind the knees. We have classic presentations of psoriasis, like on the outer elbows or the front of the knees, for example. That said, many patients come in with rashes that are not quite eczema and not clearly psoriasis. At our clinic, some of these patients come in and they already have a skin biopsy done, which is what you find from a tissue sample of your skin. The report may return with a term like Psoriasiform Spongiotic Dermatitis, when skin conditions do not fit neatly into a box. In this kind of a situation of Psoriasiform Spongiotic Dermatitis, it's not quite eczema because eczema is usually very itching. Some of these cases, you do not see that much itch. And itch is also very subjective. Eczema also tends to be more irregular and inflamed. These lesions can be more stable and dry. Next, we're going to talk about why it's not quite psoriasis. Psoriasis typically has well-defined plaques with thick scale. Of course, they don't start that way, but usually when people come in, there is some level of scale and the auspitz sign, which is when you pluck, there is blood. So instead, when you see these circular dry patches, they could be early psoriasis. It could be sebopsoriasis. A more useful way to think about it, rather than forcing a label, it helps to think of this condition as a spectrum between psoriasis and eczema with elements of both. This is a good way to look at it because it explains why standard eczema treatments may only partially work and also why psoriasis treatments may not be fully effective. And in a mixed bag situation like this, it's usually a mixture of everything. And then we decide as a herbalist what is most appropriate. What's important to know is whatever we put into the herbal formula usually reduces the underlying inflammation, improves skin hydration from within, and most importantly, it regulates the immune overactivity. What's also interesting is that the herbal treatment especially treats the skin inflammation in eczema, the itch in eczema, and also the hyperproliferation of the skin, like in psoriasis. These patients often have both. They have the psoriasis hyperkeratosis, they have the eczema, itch, and inflammation of the skin. Our approach in Chinese medicine aims to moisturize and nourish the skin. This addresses the dryness, calm down the inflammatory processes. This addresses both the redness and the spread. And just to share a little, these are some herbs that reduce inflammation in dermatitis. And these are some herbs that reduce hyperkeratosis in psoriasis. Can you see the overlap? If this was helpful, please like, follow, and share with your friends. Any questions, leave in the comments below. Hope you learned something and see you at the next video. Thank you.